Joining me now, journalist for the Daily Telegraph, James Willis, and Sky News commentator, Carolee Katzenbarnes. Well, welcome to you both. Let's start with the super tax, or the tax on super. The PM pressed today on the fairness of his plan.
Well, there's not anything new here. This has been before the Parliament for about 2 years.
But it hasn't been passed yet, so...
Yeah, this has been before the Parliament for about 2 years.
So is it fair, though, for those farmers?
What we need to do is to make sure that our superannuation system is fair.
Now, I'm going to get into a bit more of the mechanics in the moment with an investments expert. But he was asked a question there. The pointed question was, how come you get to defer it, Prime Minister? You don't have to pay this tax until you realise your gains, so you got the money in your pocket. But farmers and others don't get that. They have to pony up money that they don't even have based on this increased value of their asset. Now, he couldn't answer that, Carolee. All he could say was, well, it's been in the Parliament for some time, but that doesn't make it right.
It certainly doesn't, Peter. The problem is that it sends out such a wrong message. This is a very evil tax. We know that it will be the tip of the iceberg. It's going to force people to have to sell any properties, any farms that they may have. You just can't tax people on money and earnings that they haven't actually earned yet. And as you said, it's all very well saying, oh, it's been before the Parliament for 2 years. Supposedly this is a new Parliament. It is a shame during the election campaign that the Liberals didn't get on top of this and actually bring it to the forefront of people's minds, which it seems to be at the moment. But it's not good, because we know that when they start with this, it will just continue. And you've got so many great economic minds, Philip Lowe, you've even got Paul Keating, that are completely against what this government is doing, and yet they're able to just get it through. And it's terrible, terrible message sending out for investment into Australia, as well as, most importantly, for everyday Australians that are working hard, trying not to, suck off the teat of the state. And this is just going to break them.
What about those numbers yesterday, James? I went through them again tonight. The fact that we are in a weak position. We are also in a per capita recession. I don't think enough's been made of the fact that the government's keeping up this pretense out there that we're chugging along, but all they're doing is whacking a whole lot of spending off budget. We know they love to do this, but it's happening at a rate I have never seen. But they're also propping things up with more and more immigration. Now, they said in the election they would rein back their record high migration. I just think there is no chance they're going to do that, because then we won't just be in a per capita recession, we'll be in an actual recession, and Labor just can't bear that, having just won the election.
Yeah, Peter, there's no doubt that there would be people in Treasury warning that if it wasn't for high levels of migration, that Australia would be in a full-blown recession. Instead, the figures have been largely blurred by, as you say, every quarter the migration numbers come out, I think monthly sometimes, but in every bit of data I've seen, there has never been a significant or dramatic reduction from what Labor has promised to do, to say, OK, we get it, we had to do this, we're actually going to bring it back. We haven't seen that yet. We also know that a large part of the budget, and anything that Jim Chalmers talks about, is being propped up by record numbers of public servants, huge spending on public servants, and also jobs linked to programs like the NDIS. But on the broader issue, I mean, it's one thing for the Prime Minister to say, oh, this has been before the Parliament. I mean, I'd challenge anyone watching to go home and go onto the parliamentary website and have a look at some of the ideas and legislation and first readings that are actually before the Parliament, or have had, been inquiries and all that sort of stuff. There's ideas out there. That doesn't mean just because they're hidden away that it's not suddenly a big issue. It's crazy the Liberal Party didn't make this front and centre during the election. And I'm also seriously worried, once we do get into the weeds of this, just how far it will go if Labor ends up doing a deal with the Greens, as has been reported today, to get this through the upper house, and whether it stops at $3 million and what tax comes next.